How's it going, sports gamers? Mike Strum, managing editor of Sports Gamers Online here with an SGO Press Pass bonus edition because we knew recording last night's episode that we were going to get the Madden information today, and that's what we got. So I decided to check in tonight. We're streaming at youtube.com/sportsgamersonline and twitch.tv/sportsgamersonline. So make sure you're following us both there. And there's a lot of news to get into. So it's just me today, but we are going to get into it now. As if you have any questions about anything, I can't talk about the beta. Have played it. We have played it at SGO. Can't really talk about that due to the agreement from getting access to it. But we can talk about what was revealed and things like that, especially because there was a hands-off preview event before the reveal happened that is now public to talk about. So get your questions in that chat. Leave us a like on these videos. If you're, no matter where you're watching us, subscribe or follow. If you're on YouTube, leave us a super chat. It helps us grow the SGO network. But let's jump right into it. Now, the Madden Reveal happened last night. There was a leak around 1 to 2 in the morning. All of a sudden, the ESPN app started having ads for Madden 22, and it showed the release date of early access of August 17th, and it showed who would be on the cover, Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady, which everybody kind of assumed. Granted, we talked about it on the podcast last night on the show. The idea of two escape artists being there kind of put Brady out of our minds because we don't really consider Tom Brady, especially at this age, in his 40s, an escape artist quarterback. But that's either here nor there right now. So Brady and Mahomes are the cover athletes. No big deal. The cover, personally, I think looks pretty good. I like it. We will throw it up on the screen. And it's... to me, it's a pretty enjoyable cover aesthetically. So we get that news. We find out August 17th, which kind of put together that the game was going to launch August 20th for most players, unless you decided to pre-order or that. And if you have EA Play, you're going to get it earlier than that because you get the 10-hour trial. So we knew all that. Then 10 a.m. hit, and we got the first trailer and the boatload of news made public. I feel like we got a lot more in a revealed trailer than what we usually got, or what we usually get, I should say. So let's talk about things that came out after the fact. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to get them in. No problem. For some reason, my chat is not updating. I'm working on figuring out why that's not updating. If you are getting your chat messages in, I will get to them once I figure that part out. But for now, it doesn't seem like it wants to pop up. So we're gonna take a look here and see if we can get that going. If I can't show them on the screen, then I can't show them on the screen. So, also, one thing to note, if you do put some racist remarks or try and mock others, you will be banned on the chat. We are looking for mods on both Twitch and YouTube, our chat. So if you're interested, hit us up on Twitter at SportsGamersOn. So a lot of people say it looks like Madden 20, Madden 21. It's a trailer, okay? It does not look like, and I'm not one, if everybody knows me, I'm not one that's easy to please. It doesn't look like Madden 20, all right? What they've done to the franchise mode, the gameplay updates that are on next gen, which there is some disappointing news there that bums me out, but we'll get to in a second. There is a lot that they've done. I've said it from the beginning that the fans who are going to hate on Madden are going to hate on Madden no matter what. Let's be honest. They are going to hate on Madden No matter what happens. That's just how it's going to be from now until the end of time. The fans who were hoping to see things improved are going to get that. So we'll start with the gameplay. Game was announced. Gameplay improvements coming this year. We'll talk about modes itself, but specifically, we have dynamic AI. We have new game day atmosphere. We have updated X factors. We have a dynamic overall game day experience. Now, the thing is, the game day experience, the updates, and things like that, those are going to be a part of the next gen version of Madden. Things such as the next gen stats, next gen movement 2.0, game day atmosphere, next gen movement in Ultimate Team. All of that is going to be on the Xbox Series X and the PS5. Other elements like the live events in the game, the campaign in the yard, new strategy adjustments in franchise mode, and all of that. All of that's going to be brought over to the last gen games. There's also going to be the dual entitlement, which the breakdown is you will, if you pre-order the digital PS4 or Xbox One version of Madden 22 MVP, or purchase the 22 Dynasty Edition, which is available only pre-order, you'll receive a digital copy of the full game on the Series X or the Xbox or the PS5, should you finally get your hands on one of those consoles that are hard to get, right? If you pre-order the physical edition on either console, the MVP edition, or purchase the Dynasty Edition, you'll get a single-use code in box for one digital copy of the game. That means if you buy the standard game, they're kind of going with NBA 2K did. If you buy the standard edition of the game on the Xbox One or PS4, you will not get the free upgrade to the next gen. You have to buy an above edition, which most people, if you're getting Madden, a lot of people still, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of people still get it for free. But if you're happy with the last gen, you're happy with the last gen. So that's the gameplay. It looks good. The player movement, I still think the player movement, like I liked the next gen on Madden on PS5, Madden 21. I enjoyed those subtle changes, which is weird because I've never been one to shine about the Madden gameplay, but I've enjoyed it. But we are going to get more changes. And again, I've said this multiple times. Fans of Madden, those who still enjoy Madden and look for the good and just want a better game rather than hating to hate, you're going to be impressed with what you get in Madden 22. All right? There's no doubt. And the biggest place is that now Superstar KO, not my cup of tea. The Yard has a campaign mode. Madden Ultimate Team is Ultimate Team. If you're into that, you're into that. Face of the Franchise comes back, where new story and the ability to play as a linebacker in the story for the first time on the defensive side of the ball. But the big thing is we're going to talk about franchise mode. Okay? Let's just, let's just get into what franchise mode has to offer. All right, give me a second because I'm losing what I'm trying to find here. But this is one of the most requested modes to be touched. Obviously, last year we had Fix Madden Franchise. This year, it seems like we got the tease right of the staff management. And right off the bat, one of the first things confirmed today was that staff management was going to be in the game, which obviously we kind of expected, but it made me super happy. Yeah, no new commentary. That's disappointing. All right. That does make me a bit disappointed. No new commentary, but we'll deal with it. I mean, that's just kind of what we have to do and deal with. I would like to see a television presentation. Maybe next year we get it. This year, focus on franchise, give us the updates. And I don't know. Give me the presentations, updates. I'm a big stickler for presentation because I like to feel that immersion, like I'm playing a game out on television, I guess. But franchise mode, the staff management, you can manage up to 4 positions on your staff, and there's 60 talents. You can, what's what I'm looking for? Excuse me. You can train them up on an RPG like skill tree. You'll be able to see them go up, down. You can fire them if they're not working out the way you want. And you can build your team and see how your players even react to your coaching staff. Maybe you have a superstar player that just doesn't get along with your offensive coordinator. You have to deal with that now in Madden. You have to deal with the fact, or you'll have to deal with the fact that, I don't know, Marquise Brown just doesn't like the type of offense they run in Baltimore anymore. Are you going to change that offense, or are you going to get rid of the player? Are you going to work with the coaches, or are you going to get rid of the player? That's where I am excited for. There's a lot I'm excited for with franchise mode. Aside from that, for some reason, it just crashed my list of notes for this mode. We'll see if this is real. Iceman, I mean, they showed it in the trailer. They can't really, I mean, it is real. Will it be up to what people are thinking? Probably not. Everybody's talking about the sidelines. To me, I don't care about the sidelines. The sidelines have no impact on the gameplay. Like, what impact other than taking resources does the sidelines have? Absolutely none. And I don't see them having any impact at all. So I'm okay if the sidelines don't look all that great. We don't need them to look all that great. Just give me just give me what I want with Madden 22's gameplay and off the field features. That's really, to be honest, that's really all I want with this. What I do want to see, oh snap, there we go. Finally got the chat showing up. So if you want the sidelines, okay, why do you want sidelines to matter? I'm going to let you guys answer that now. Why do you want sidelines to matter while I continue talking about franchise mode? So one of the things that came off with EA in their big announcement of the game was, quote, franchise mode in Madden 22 will make players feel more connected and in control of their team. So part of that connection, I've already talked about the staff. You can upgrade the staff with over 60 talents with more to come. In the preview, there are practices, obviously. You've always been able to practice during the week. This year, with practicing, you'll be able to manage each player's practice intensity. And if they're donning full pads the whole week, in a careful balancing act of getting them the fullest benefits while making sure they're healthy when they suit up on Sundays. To me, that sounds like if you push your players too hard, you can injure them in practice. And that is fantastic, because how many times do we see non-contact injuries or some sort of injury happen during practice in the real world without seeing them in the game, right? That's something that I think everybody's wanting. Everybody has been wanting. I'll agree with even the people who are overly negative about everything. That is one thing that's like, why hasn't that been in the game? And it will be in Madden 22, which has me excited. Brooklyn Bully, will they show that when you practice? I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested if you decide to choose the intensity. That's one thing I'm excited to check out. When you choose the intensity, say you don't want them in full pads one day. Can you actually play that 7-on-7 or 11-on-11 in shorts? I mean, they have shorts and stuff in the yard, so the concept is already there, right? But it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not part of franchise mode yet. So hopefully that is there. Now, also, strategy plays a big role this year. Before every game in your franchise, you'll be able to set your strategy heading into the game. Using a new interface, you can study your opponent's strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies, then shape your game plan around that. That is going to be really cool. It's going to be nice for offline franchise, right? That's going to be really cool for online franchise players. That will help you scout your opponents so much better, especially for those in the heavy sim leagues, right? You're going to play these games and you have these opponents, and everybody plays different. No one plays like the AI. Let's be real. Everybody handles the sticks differently. Whereas you're coming up against a team that you're like, even if they seem like they should be a running team, you might find out through your scouting that they throw it 45 times a game. You're going to want to know that. So you're going to be able to strategize and build up a game plan around that going in. Craig Martin, what was my online record in Madden 21? Since you're a genius. That's not how you spell a genius, buddy. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Matthew Burgess, refs on the field. You know, again, that's one thing when I talked about the immersion I would like. Sidelines I don't care about because I don't notice the sidelines. You do notice a ref on the field. So maybe that. Penalties and first down markers, that would be fantastic. We'll see what happens there. Ashok Das, passing systems need revamping. High-low concept is awful. You know, it wasn't the greatest. Even on the next gen, it wasn't the greatest. It was still better next gen in my mind than it was last gen. But I'm interested to see what they do with the gameplay tweaks and things like that. There will be things with the new next gen movement and stuff and the player star-driven AI that will make a change and an impact on how that is. But until you actually play it, you know, it's not going to be, it's hard to pass judgment on it. Christopher X, have you mentioned how Madden wanting microtransaction franchise mode? The franchise mode community didn't want microtransaction. They haven't said anything. I've yet to see anything about microtransactions making it. I know everybody's talking about these staff points, but I don't think you'll be able to buy the staff points. And if you can buy the staff points, as long as they don't do anything, then it is what it is. As long as they're not pay to win, I really don't care. That's my biggest problem with microtransactions is the pay to win. Ray Magnoni, thank you again for the super chat. If you want, real quick, if you want a super chat, if you want to get your message read on the air immediately, question answered immediately, leave us a super chat. It's the best way to help us grow the channel and bring on more staff to do more of these live streams because I can't do it all myself. I'd love to, can't. Ray, I love the movement on the field, but I was hoping for a 2K basketball leap in graphics. You know, I think we're at the point, and I'm not saying graphics can't really improve because they for sure can improve. But I think we're at the point where that's not really going to be the case anymore. We might see them, frame rates will get better, art will get better, lighting will get better, but general graphics, like player models and things like that, I don't think we're at a point where they're going to get much better. They'll still get better like incrementally. We're not going to see any sort of leap, right? Like when we went from the Xbox and PS2 to the PS3 and Xbox 360, there was a huge leap in video games. There was a pretty big leap from PS3, Xbox 360 to 1 and PS4. That leap between 4 and 5 and 1 and X, not as big as past generations, but that's where we are in the technology thing. That's just that's where we're at. Now let's talk about something disappointing. Okay, if you have questions, please get them in. I'm trying to answer as many as I can. Full stories on everything I'm talking today are at sportsgamersonline.com. You can get full details because I'm not covering every little thing. We're just kind of talking and having a conversation and giving you my opinions on things. Madden 22 on PC. Last year, I get why it was the last gen version because it came out alongside the PS4 and Xbox One. This year, they're all coming out at the same time. But the Madden PC version is going to be next, or last gen version of the game. And that bothers me so much because PCs can run better than consoles. A lot of even mid-range PCs are on par with that of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Yet we're getting the last gen version. If you watch the SGO Press Pass weekly, you know that I go on my rants. This is my rant for the night, right? And here comes Mike's rant. We don't even have the counter here. I should put the counter up on the board, but I'm not going to right now. I'm usually a PC first type of guy. Sports games have been consoles because games like NHL and MLB The Show are consoles only. But when you get the game on PC, you know what the PC can run. These consoles are technically PCs. Xbox runs on a form of Windows. That's a given. They have AMD CPUs in them, AMD GPUs in them. There's no reason why the PC can't be given the next-gen version of the game. Why is the PC version not getting next-gen stats? Why is the PC version not getting game day atmosphere? Why is the PC version not getting next-gen movement 2.0? My theory is that companies are afraid of the modding community. Madden 20 and Madden 19 and Madden 21 all benefited greatly from fan-made mods, making the game look better, feel sharper, play smoother. Not putting the next-gen version of the game is seemingly a way to deter that community. Or deter that community from getting what they want. Like, I would love as a PC player to get that game day atmosphere, but I'm not going to get it. I have to play it on my console. Now I have my PS5, but still, I like my games on my PC. That's where I have the higher quality machine. But we're not going to get it. And I personally think it's to deter, and they can talk about the player base all they want. I saw the best comment earlier. It was off PC for so long because they were worried about piracy and player base. Comes back to PC, they give us the last gen version of the game, and then they'll take it away and say, well, it's just proof that the PC market wasn't there when you're giving us an older version of the game. Now, I don't know if NBA 2K22 is going to do this as well. I hope they don't give us the last gen version of the game, but who knows at this point. We'll find out when more details are released on that in the coming weeks and months. But not getting the next gen version of the game on PC is a massive disappointment. Now, the game's going to come out on Google Stadia as well. I don't know what version. They didn't even mention what version that game's going to get. They just keep saying all these new features, dynamic game day features, are on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S only. So that must mean Stadia is not going to get it, even though Stadia is streamed from the cloud where you don't install anything. There's no reason why that can't be next gen version. So I'm kind of disappointing, or it's kind of disappointing on what is going down with that. There is the Madden community playtest going on right now. A couple weeks ago, there was that sign up that everybody questioned. Oh, it's not for the beta. It's not for the beta. We were called out because we reported it as a beta sign up. Turns out that's exactly what it was. It was the beta sign up where we've had confirmation that people who registered their email and their gamer tag on that got access to the beta. There's no capturing of the beta. There is no impressions of the beta. You're under lock and key basically on that. It's to give feedback to EA, and there's a number of things there. Keep a lookout. If you didn't get a code, keep a lookout on social media. People are giving codes out all the time. I don't have any to give out, unfortunately, but people are giving them out all the time right now. So, as we get to this point, there are the pre-order bonuses. I don't need to go into that. You can find that at sportsgamersonline.com. What questions do you have that maybe you didn't get an understanding of, or are you hoping to see that we can clear up here? We're doing that right now. We're giving you guys the open floor. If you want anything answered at all, no matter what, we got about 5 minutes or so to go through these. But if you want anything, leave a super chat and you will get your questions guaranteed read on the air. So we have Nick's EA cheapening out on the PC version. I know which one I'll skip. And yeah, it's disappointing. It feels like it. It really, really feels like it. Real halftime show, Matt. I would love to see something. Obviously, we all go back to the NFL 2K5 halftime show. Why wouldn't we want to see that back? Why wouldn't we? It'd be so much fun. Face of franchise, no idea what it is in store for it this year. They didn't really go into too much, but I'd assume college football would be back in it, especially because EA Sports college football, but we really don't know. Prince Walker, what's the franchise updates? You can find all of that at sportsgamersonline.com or go back and rewatch part of this video where we talked about the franchise mode. But to TLDR without going into too much, coaching staff management, strategies, practice management. And there's one thing that I didn't get to that I forgot. This actually made me think of it, is the live updates throughout the year. There's at least going to be 3 franchise mode updates throughout the year. The first one they're aiming for in September, and it has to do with an overhaul of the scouting system. Finally, you'll be able to select scouts per region, and you'll be able to see players fluctuate on your draft board, go lower and higher throughout the year, rather than just scouting point, scouting point, scouting point. We know what he is by week 5. Don't have to worry about him. Scouting point, scouting point, scouting point. We know what he is, and so on and so forth. So it seems scouting's finally going to get a lot of love, and I'm pretty happy. And there's a lot of people who are like, well, it's clearly a broken game or broken mode because it's not going to be in it. I'd much rather have what they're doing with this. Give us a lot of features. You got to remember, they have about 6 to 7 months to develop these games that are yearly iterations. Give us about most of the features we want, and then give us the updates throughout the year in franchise mode. You always give out Ultimate Team updates and gameplay updates and things like that. Franchise throughout the years has never gotten a lot of in-season or post-launch love. EA Sports is changing that, and that's one thing I'll give them credit to. They looked at what happened and how big Fixed Madden franchise got last year, and they took it seriously. You can think I'm lying or you can call BS all you want, but there's no doubt they took it seriously. The developers took it seriously. The producers took it seriously, and they had to come talk to and in some cases argue with the higher ups to get some of these things in. And a lot of the stuff you see in now come from community feedback, and it also comes from the producers of the game fighting with the higher ups to get them in. So it's a very good thing of what we have seen. Yeah, 07, like PS2 has had scouting and things like that. But and I can talk about that all day. Things that were taken away. We've done articles on SGO and videos, features taken away from Madden that weren't added. Jay Rish, I'm selling this. I don't know what you want from me. Like, I'm going based on what I've known and what I've seen. I know what these developers are putting into this game. I mean, if you go back and you read any of my reviews, I was the one who reviewed Madden last year, and I give it a 5. Like, it's not like I'm this Madden shill, but I credit work as it's being done. If you're going to put in the time, you're going to put in the work to do things, then I'm going to give the credit where it's due. I'm not just going to be, because it's EA Sports and because it's Madden, completely bash it. If they do the work and they show they're actually trying to make an effort, I'll give them credit. Will the gameplay hold up? Will animation still break it? I don't know. We'll find out. If it does, it doesn't matter what they do off the field if the gameplay is so buggy and broken. As far as what do I think of the dynamic game space will be like, man, I don't know. I'm excited. I hope, like last year, they introduced it on the next gen with certain stadiums having the new stadium atmosphere. And I'm kind of hoping that we get that this year with all 32 NFL stadiums. Savage Avery. Been asking for custom uniforms and stadiums for a year. This is one thing that I will completely crap on EA for. NHL has a great, I won't say a great team builder or create a team, but it's good. NBA 2K, great. MLB The Show's only had it a couple years, and it's really good. Madden taking out, creating your custom team, relocating them wherever you want, building your own stadium. Those are three things that need to be back. I feel like if they were, they'd be back this year. Maybe the creating your own uniform, if you decide to relocate a franchise, is something like they'll reveal for franchise mode later on June 21st when they have their big franchise mode reveal. Or maybe it'll be one of the post-launch updates. But this is something that I'll agree with you 100%. Give me this back. I need it. I love creating my own team. Even though I'm a Bills fan, I love creating my own team and taking them. I also want to see updated equipment, not just in the yard, but bring it to General Madden franchise, bring it to Face of the Franchise, which is a mode that I want to see improvement from too. I want a true My Player career mode, single player career mode that we haven't had in years. Will we get it? I don't know. I personally don't think so. But if I'm going to get these Madden franchise changes that I've been hoping for, I'll live for another year and hope next year's the year we get these major changes. We got time for a couple more. I keep seeing people ask about NBA Live. Not really talking about NBA Live. I've talked about it ad nauseum on past episodes of the Press Pass. You can check it out at youtube.com/sportsgamersonline or sportsgamersonline.com/podcast and listen for the details there on NBA Live. I think you can't do the create team due to the media stadium licensing. It's for FIFA. FIFA was another thing. I used to love creating a team. I'd always create a team based out of Buffalo and put them in the MLS. Now on PC, luckily you can do mod it to do it, but it's not the same. Not as fun, not as enjoyable. So guys, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I hope you like this spur of the moment live stream. We're going to be doing this more and more. If you like this, subscribe, follow, turn on your notifications, share this video with your friends. Visit our website at sportsgamersonline.com. Sign up for SGO Insider, where you are getting, if you join SGO Insider and you join our SGO Insider only Discord channels. Now, you can join our Discord server for free, but there's specific channels for SGO Insider. We are talking about the latest news from Madden that has yet to be released. It's insider information. It's not under any sort of embargo. We have broken some news. We've broken who is going to be on the cover in there. It's stuff that our insiders get early access to before anyone else. They also get the chance to play games before anybody else, gaming giveaways, exclusive reviews, tips, guides, and more. Check it out today. Learn more at sportsgamersonline.com/insider. Until next time, this has been Mike Straw. Tune in for the SGO Press Pass every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Until next time, I'm out.